Winner free picks on a Friday night. I'm sure not a lot of people come today. It's a Friday night. It's a Friday night. You're out partying, doing your thing, hanging out, not sitting around worrying about the AFC East. But that's why you got me. That's what I'm here for. Turn out some winners and have a nice day. Let me hit YouTube real fast. As always, you already know the drill. You go to the YouTube. Winner Free Picks is the page. You give it a like. You give it a subscribe. Maybe notification bell. You want to jump into the chat, leave a comment. Whatever you got to do. Tonight, so let me just look at baseball real fast. So we got a bunch of things rolling out in MLB. Who do we have today? So I'm on screen number 2. I got to be on screen number 1. All right, so we had the Nats, loser, minus 123. Was scrolling today. Phillies, they're up 5-1, should be a winner there. Marlins under 8, 3-2 top 8. Padres threatening. We'll see what happens there. Houston run line looks like a winner. Cards first 5 goes down late. They're winning. They're up 5-3, but it was 3-2. They scored 3 and a 6, so we lost that one. The over should cash. Your 7th inning, we got 2 on. We'll see what happens there. We have over 9.5. Detroit first 5 was a loser. Atlanta first 5 under 4, loser. So let's see. If we hang on here with, Philly, Marlins under, Houston, we'll see what else. We got the A's, run line, and the game pending. Pittsburgh over 8.5 pending. Pittsburgh first 5, Colorado first 5. So we'll see what happens here. And the premium side of things, I had Detroit as a premium, didn't get there. Houston run line is getting there. We have Boston Red Sox. They are 3-1. That looks all right now. And who else we got? We got the Angels up 4-2. So we'll see. Hopefully we have a nice winning day there. A bunch of packages sold today, so I'm happy about that. But let's listen. Free picks are rolling. Let's get to some NFL real fast. We'll keep it simple because I know people don't want to lock in things. Good football news, though. We got Aaron Rodgers looking to retire, hanging him up, trying to force a trade. I said, after we did Midday Monday, I was on with Joe Madden. I said, grab some Minnesota here. I was grabbing Minnesota anyway because I don't want to come out and take Green Bay Packers at minus 120, which they were to win North. I said, let's grab Minnesota 250. Oh, that things changed in 6 hours. We thought I always thought he'd probably get traded anyway to Denver. And then you saw the Adams, they don't want to pay him. Viking pick looking better and better. Opens things wide up. But today we're talking AFC East action. You know what? I could scroll. I got a bunch of things on the screen here. It is what it is. I try to fire everything up for people. I'll throw the week 1 picks underneath. We could always discuss those later on. So we got those guys there. And what else? We could scroll out underneath. We'll just overload everybody's heads with a bunch of stuff. Now, let's start. So we'll start in the Hall of Fame game. I told you I'm leaning towards the Steelers. I saw that McCarthy's like, Dak's going to play in the preseason. Listen, I can't see how you're playing this guy a lot in week 1 preseason Hall of Fame game, an extra preseason game. I'll take the Steelers. Look at the Steelers to get done. Like the QB rotation a little better. We'll find out more down the road. We're still a week or 2 out, but that's that. Let's talk some AFC East football. All right, now Buffalo is your odds-on favorite here, right? They're the big team here, minus 150 to win it. I'm going outside the box because I'm not going to come in here and just offer you like the fave like that. I'm not going to say just take the Bills. I'll give you a reason why I like the Patriots and why we should think outside of Buffalo. One, Belichick's got his guys back here on defense. Last year, a lot of guys sat out for COVID. They didn't want to play. Fine. And the team wasn't all that great, really. They bounced back. For as many guys that were out for them, they responded. As I'm pulling up my little record, they go 7-9. This isn't a bad team, the Patriots, right? Okay, so Brady leaves. He goes on, wins a Super Bowl. You bring in Cam late in a COVID era practice nonsense. He looks like garbage. He can't play any worse. The guy can't play any worse. I mean, his numbers last year were horrible. I mean, let's be honest. Guy, what, 8 touchdown passes, 10 picks? I mean, not a good look. He's got a year in the system, a full training camp. Guys around him now. I don't know. Call me crazy. I'll jump on the Patriots here. Defense is going to be improved. And again, this defense it got better as it went on. I thought they were going to be terrible last year. I was like, this team's going to be garbage. They ended up winning 7 games. So we'll lead that into, no, I was going to lead right into the win total, but we'll talk about the other teams here. So Buffalo's Buffalo, playoff team, right? They're good. Miami and the Jets. Now we'll head into the wins. We'll start off with New England over 9. As I said, I like them to win the East here. I think they could get over this total here. We'll move to Buffalo. I was going through their schedule. You know, I could add up like 12 wins for these guys. And I won't be shocked if they win. It's not, I mean, that's going to be nothing new if they win. I'm going to take $100. I'm going to put on the Patriots at plus 350, try to make a little money. Both of these teams, I think, go over the win total. Miami, I'm not so sure about. I'm going under the 9 here in Miami. You know, Tua, I was looking for I got the passing yards for Zach Wilson. So I was looking for a Tua prop. And he's, I think, at 4,000 yards for the season. And I'm looking at his combined numbers with Fitzmagic, a little under 4,000. Right? I think it's like 3,900. And I'm like, I don't think he's going to throw for that many. But I'm like, you know what? Why do I like Miami to be an under team? Is because their defense. I think it was overachieving defense. You had one cat had like 6 or 7 picks. You know, we got some lucky breaks there. I don't think they're going to be that good. I think Miami's going to be playing from behind more. So I think he's actually going to get some yards there. So that's why I kind of backed off that and I went with Zach here as our passing yard prop for the AFC East. And folks, I can roll out, maybe down the road, we'll do just a bunch of props and I'll have a screen full of crazy props. We could come up with hundreds of props. That doesn't mean I'm going to bet every one of them. That's why I got one up here in Zach Wilson under 3,800 yards, because I think the Jets aren't going to be that great. I mean, I see them winning maybe 4 games. I mean, 7. Maybe I'm totally wrong. 7? What am I missing on this team? Do they think the Jets, New England, and Miami are going to split out? And I don't see it. I'll be shocked, honestly, if Zach Wilson for the Jets here plays an entire season. All right? That starts every game. I don't even see that happening. I don't see it happening. How many wins for Buffalo? They're over to 10.5, Chris. I'm going to throw out. I mean, I can see them winning like 12 games. I was looking at their schedule. I mean, let's go through their. I'll go through their schedule right now with you. If I can find it. All right, Buffalo schedule. Last year overall, 15-4. So at Detroit, and Detroit Lenny will tell you that's a loser. Excuse me, that was preseason at Detroit. Open up against Pittsburgh. I think they win at Pittsburgh. At Miami, I think they win at Miami. Washington. So then they got Washington, Houston, and Kansas City. 3 in a row. So I think they're going to split out here between Washington and Kansas City. I think that's like a split. They're going to win one and lose one of those games. Or maybe they lose to Washington and they beat Kansas City. I won't be shocked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3-1. So 4-1 there. At Tennessee on a Monday night. Say they're 4-2. Bye week, Halloween, Miami. Win at home. So that's 5-2. At Jacksonville, 6-2. At Jets, 7-2. Home versus Indy, 8-2. At New Orleans on Thanksgiving, 8-3. New England Monday night, 10-3. Tampa, 10-4. Maybe they're 10-4. Maybe they get one here. Maybe they're 11-3. So 11-3 or 10-4. Home against Carolina. Was he 12-4 now? At New England. I'm going to New England win there. 12-5. Home against Atlanta. 13. And the Jets. So, I think these guys can win between like 12 and 14 games, maybe. What losses? I think Washington could give them a run. Kansas City, Tennessee back-to-back on the road is a tough spot. At New Orleans, maybe. I think they could win there because who's quarterbacking? I don't like. Wide receiver out. A win there is not going to shock me. At Tampa Bay, we'll see how Tampa is. I mean, are they going to be 100% healthy? And you're looking at it this way with Tampa Bay. Everybody's loving Tampa. They got everybody back, and they didn't miss a game. They didn't miss a snap last year. That team, right? You can't be that lucky in the NFL. It doesn't happen multiple years in a row. Look at teams fall apart with injuries. I mean, on the flip side, we'll get to Tampa. We'll talk about on the flip side of being lucky when you're the Atlanta Falcons blowing games. So this team could easily win 13 games, I think. 12 to 14. I see it. I think Buffalo's a good team. So I think a lot of wins there, Chris. A lot of wins. Miami, I'm on the under there. Now look at the Miami schedule. Here we go. At New England, loser. Buffalo, loser. At Las Vegas, maybe they get a win out there. I don't know. That could be a loss. That could be a loss for them. Home against the Colts. I think Colts going to have a lot. I'm high on the Colts. Say I give them a win between Vegas and the Colts. So they're 3-1 at Tampa. I don't think they're beating Tampa, even if Brady's not playing. So I think who are you now? So they've gone 1, 2. Well, I said 3-1. I meant 1 and 3. So 1 and 4 at Jacksonville and London. I think they should pull that one out. So 2 and 4. Home against the Falcons. I'll give them a winner. So 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3 and 4 at Buffalo. 3 and 5. Home versus Houston. 4 and 5. Baltimore 4 and 6. At Jets, I can see the Jets stealing maybe a win there. We'll give them a win there. So they're 5 and 6. Carolina, I think they're going to lose to that one. 5 and 7. Giants at home. So 6 and 7. Jets again. 7 and 7 at New Orleans on a Monday night. 7 and 8 at Tennessee. 7 and 9. Home against New England. I mean, coin flip at best. I mean, this is an 8-win team, I think, So, yeah, Chris, definitely over the 10.5 for Buffalo. Yeah. And the Jets, the Jets 7 wins. I mean, are you kidding me? Where are 7 wins coming from with a rookie quarterback and a new head coach? At Carolina, loser. New England. And I'm going to say maybe they upset New England here. Maybe they call an upset here in week 2. Right? They're a little home dog. Maybe they pull something out of their hat. So I'll give them a win at home over New England, which is ridiculous. 1-1. Because I think Carolina's really going to take it to them in week 1. And people will be so down on them. Like, this team stinks. Belichick's going to come in here. It's going to be 34-10 or something. Easy, Patriots any under. So 1-1 with Carolina, New England. At Denver, loser. 1 and 2. Home against Tennessee, 1 and 3. At Atlanta in London, I think they lose out 1 and 4. At New England, 1 and 5. Home versus Cincy. Maybe they still 1 and 6. I think they're going to lose. I think Burrow's at least got a year under his belt. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. They might have 1 win. They could be 1 and 7 or winless here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 and 6 or 0 and 7. At Indianapolis, 1 and 7. Home versus Buffalo, 1 and 8. Home versus Miami, 2 and 8. At Houston, I mean, they're gonna. I can see Houston winning. Houston's got decent defense. That 2 and 9. Home versus Philly, we'll give them a win versus Philly. 3 and 9. New Orleans, 3 and 10. At Miami, 3 and 11. Jacksonville, we'll give them a win. 4. Tampa Bay, loser. Buffalo, at Buffalo to close the season, loser. I mean, come on. 7 wins. I think this is a gift. This is a gift here with the Jets. And I like the Jets. Hey, if I'm wrong about the Jets, at least I'll be happy because I kind of like the Jets. Coming out of Jersey, I hate the Giants. I cheered for the Jets when Bill Parcells took over the Cowboys. So, yeah, I would cheer for the Jets. I want good things to happen to them. But 7 wins? Man, I don't know. I don't like Zach Wilson. People are – no, I'm not high on Zach Wilson one bit. Who's their defense? I mean, these guys are like talking about Elijah Moore and Michael Carter like they're Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. I don't know. I'm not buying it. The week 1 line here coming up as we continue on the AFC East here. Bills -6. I'm laying with Buffalo here to take care of Pittsburgh. I think they're going to score at will. Probably an overplay here in Buffalo week 1. Jets, 4.5 point dog to Panthers. I like Carolina. Patriots, I do not like 2.5. I'm sure this game will be 3. Maybe people are high on Tua. I'm definitely not. Give me the Patriots here to get it done there. Again, 2.5s. I say this all the time. I say 2.5s and 6.5s, and I'm usually dogging it up like the Cowboys Bucks. Week 1, 6.5. Everybody's gonna be on the Buccaneers, Super Bowl champs, Tom Brady at home, opening night. All they got to do is win by a touchdown. Normally, I would have been on this game already, but I think it's going to go up. You see it here in the week 1s underneath my big head. 6.5. I think it's going to go up to 7. So I'm going to wait on that one. But 6.5, 2.5 with the Pats. I'm jumping on the Patriots. I think they're going to have a good bounce back year. And we're going to find out. I'm not going to overreact to week 1, however that plays out. You can't do that. And the passing yard, Zach Wilson here, under 3,800. I don't think he's playing a full season. Yeah, Jets are going to be down a bunch of games. He's still a rookie. He's going to throw 25 interceptions. Tua is a bust. I don't know if he's a bust, Detroit Lenny. I think the teams he's got to play are, they can beat him. One guy, he's not, changing anything for me. He can't play defense. He's not rushing the quarterback. He's not catching his own passes. He's not shutting down wide receivers and picking off passes and stuff like that. So I'm not high on Miami. Jamil says, can't wait for football to start. College and NFL. I'm excited. I'll pop let me pop everybody up here. Chris, I'm saying 14. Well, I'll say 13 and the over. 2 is not a bust. I just don't think they win enough. I think the over 10.5, no doubt over the 10.5. Can't wait for the start of football. 2 weeks away from Hall of Fame game. Trey Lenny says, Jets, Jets. Thoughts on the Bengals? We'll hit the Bengals real fast. Because I want to kind of just do each one separate. But looking at Cincy right now, they got a 6.5 projection for wins. And looking at their schedule, I can pull their schedule up right now because it's the next one up in my one of my magazines here. And listen, folks, I don't write my own magazines. I'm like everybody else. But I'll gather a bunch of them, and I'll see what people have to say. It's good to know where players end up, move, stuff like that, and coaching changes. And there's a lot of coaches. You got running backs, coaches, defensive assistants, this and that. See how long people have been in programs, especially with coaching changes. If they're bringing a whole new regime, stuff like that, it's good to know. So I'm not embarrassed to say that I'll go out and buy a bunch of preview mags, and then I look at them all, each team. I see what people have. I think I said this on one of my shows I did, whether it was with somebody else talking about how I got into the business and just betting games for a living and stuff. But I'll go through 4 or 5 mags, have my team written down, and just go from there. Who says this? Their wins, their losses, projections for yardage, and if I do props and stuff like that, and try to come to an own conclusion. Anyway, so we'll get to the Bengals schedule here. Now, this is me thinking that Burrow is 100% and he's ready to go. Minnesota to start the week? No. I'll take Minnesota here. It's 3.5 point fave. They'll be begging you to pay Cincy at home. Everybody's going to be like, oh, Joe Burrow's got his receiver from LSU. Well, this isn't LSU. This is the NFL. Give me Minnesota week 1. Chicago week 2, I could see them maybe winning that. I could see them getting there because Chicago will be breaking in their own rookie quarterback probably. So 1-1. At Pittsburgh, 1-2. Thursday night home game versus Jacksonville, 2-2. Green Bay, hey, Jordan Love, that could be a win for these guys. So 3-2. At Detroit, I'm going to give him a win there. I'll give him a 4-2. I'll give him a 4-2 out of the gate with a 6. At Baltimore, loser, 4-3. At Jets, 5-3. Cleveland, loser, so 5-4. Bye week. At Las Vegas, say 5-5. Pittsburgh at home, 5-6. Chargers at home, 5-7. San Fran at home, 5-8. At Denver, 5-9. Baltimore, 5-10. Kansas City, 5-11. Kansas City, 5-12. So you know what? I ran off a bunch of losses at the end here between Vegas, Pitt. Looking at this schedule, if things kind of break right for them, 6.5, that might be about right. They might be a 7-win team if things go well for Cincinnati, believe it or not, because they're out of conference schedule. I mean, so you got 2 games at Pitt, 2 Baltimore, 2 Cleveland. Like, that's a tough one. That is tough if they get more than 2 wins, because I think I can't say they're going to split out in that series with those teams. Maybe they beat Pitt. I'm down on Pittsburgh more than a lot of people. Maybe they beat Pitt twice. I don't see them in Baltimore or Cleveland. But you have Chicago on the road, which could be a beatable game. Detroit could be a winnable game. The Jets is winnable. Vegas is winnable. Denver's winnable. So those are 5 games they could actually go on the road and win, because those teams aren't really that good a squad. And then you have Jacksonville. I mean, Lawrence. I'm reading this guy's not going to be ready for preseason. This team's going to be terrible. They're going to be another 2. They'll be tanking for whoever. They might be getting another whoever the great quarterback is. Maybe Spencer Rattler's coming in here after they see how he performs. So you got 5 winnable road games. Then you have Jacksonville at home, which they could win. Green Bay at home, and if there's no Rodgers and no Adams, they're talking about Adams. I think so. You get dealt to the Patriots, maybe. So Jackson, that's could be a win. Green Bay could be a win. Who else do they got? Chargers. I don't think they'll beat the Chargers or Stanford. Maybe the Chargers. Coming east. Maybe it's a little, the time change nonsense between the Chargers and Frisco. Maybe they steal one of those games. But they win all those road games, and Jacksonville and Green Bay, this is all of a sudden a 500 team, and maybe you're knocking on the playoff door, Chris. So that's my Bengal thoughts. Detroit Laney says Bengals will beat Detroit, and Detroit Laney will know because he's a Detroit fan. So, you just got to see, Burrow's health. I mean, he took a bunch of sacks. I thought they were going to take a lineman. They should have took a lineman. I know they wanted to get him a playmaker. You could have grabbed the playmaker later on in the draft. Get this guy some protection. He took 50 sacks and broke his leg or whatever last year. I mean, come on. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens to them. But we'll talk about them next week. Next Friday will be the AFC North. AFC North next Friday. So there you go, folks. But that's the wrap for tonight. Short little show. AFC East. Next week, AFC North. Week after that, what's today? So North today. Actually, North next week. Then we'll do South. And then we're going to churn them out that next week. August 9th, 10th, whatever. We'll start rolling. And we'll come in with the rest of the AFC West, the NFC East, North, South, West. That'll bring us into August 14th, 15th, the weekend there. And there'll be college football because we have college football coming up on, I believe, the 21st there is our first game. Let me pull up the lines here for college. I believe the 21st it's the 28th, so we actually have an extra week. Okay, that's good. So that'll be good because by the 15th that weekend, we'll be rolling out all the conferences. 1, 2. We got ACC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, Mountain West, Pac-12, and all the smaller conferences. So, yeah. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We'll have everything covered by that first Nebraska-Illinois game going on August 28th. Nebraska, Illinois, Hawaii, UCLA, UTEP, New Mexico State, Connecticut, and Fresno. And then we have the big boys, Ohio State, Minnesota, Bowling Green, Tennessee, NC State, South Florida. East Carolina, Appy State. I know people don't like Appy State. Appalachian. I'm sorry. Central Florida and Boise, Temple, Rutgers. It's right around the corner. But listen, thanks for popping in. I'll be back midday money tomorrow. Midday money, 12 noon. Have a good one.